What's up, guys? How's it going? So, well, as you guys all probably know, um, essentially, I've just been stashing troops like crazy. Um, eh, I didn't want to have double audio there. My bad. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm building up archers. It seems like I get down in the Coliseum and then they kick me right back down. It's always a bummer, but hey, it's alright, right? Again, talks of leaving the kingdom are growing ever stronger as our allies are becoming more and more. Well, I don't know, just stronger as a guild, which is always exciting to see. Of course, I'm doing pretty well off when it comes to resources right now, and I'm really happy about that. Thanks to this event, I'm no longer deprived of my resources. The only thing that we got to do now is we got to go out there and go get it, right? Now, of course, I've been kind of like off and on with this, where I'm like, well, do I build it all? Do I just like what do I do? Do I gym some troops? Do I build it all at once? Do I wait? I don't know. Yeah, essentially, we're trying to weed out all the weaker might players. We're trying the most we can do to really kind of get things into shape. But again, it's on the way. So you guys probably know Guild Showdown's on the way. Most of our events are kind of coming to wraps. Guild Fest is over with. Of course, what is kind of neat is that we've got this event, right? I'm right by Skyfort, in case anyone wants to know. So if you want to come looking for me, you can very well do that if you so please. But essentially, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be sitting here hitting some boulders, and then probably here in the next, I want to say pretty soon actually, we're going to go scouting around, and we're going to see if we can find anybody that's worth stealing. Because I'm hoping that maybe somebody in the kingdom has some loot, and we'll grab that. But I do need stones, so we're going to take the time to really just kind of stash up on this stuff. I do kind of need a hit and monster, by the way, so let's see if I can find one real quick. There ought to be some level 4s around here somewhere. There very well might not be, but I mean, they should be around here. Should be is a big keyword here, is they should be. Doesn't mean they will be. Then, of course, I'll just go ahead and continue hitting boulders. What is kind of nice, right, is that because of the nature of the way this stuff is, again, I've been currently working on, like a bunch of little things. Like, for example, I'm putting up a playlist together that's all copyright free. So eventually I'll have some music for us to listen to, other than, some of the other music that we've been listening to. I'm putting it together. It's taken me some time. And you guys have probably noticed that, I've sort of added an overlay, and I'm working on some of the little things, and I'm seeing if I can maybe improve my webcam abilities, but you'll probably start catching the webcam in more of my videos pretty soon. It's just that up to this point, I've been very camera shy when it comes to okay, at least with my videos, because I really don't know what you guys prefer. I don't know if even having myself in the bottom left corner is going to hide anything of any importance. And so up to this point, I've been very reluctant to be like, yeah, I must show my face on the internet. It's like, no, I think I'll hide in the corner and just pretend I'm not there. But in all honesty, nowadays, though, I've kind of changed, I've reversed my opinion on that, so there's a good chance that I'll be changing that up. Now, of course, I do have until this 12 o'clock strikes, so we've got a 2-hour stream on our hands here, guys. I'm hoping that maybe we'll cover a couple of things today. In particular, alright, some people were asking me a while back about wedges, and then also my guild and a few others were asking me about rallies. I did put a video together, but when I got it all said and done, it was about an hour long. And I thought about it for a moment, and I thought, I could just continue. Like, I could just, throw the video up, let it, upload. And that's what I initially did. But then 70% of the way there and overnight, it was still not done. And I said to myself, well, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to do this on stream because, frankly, it's just easier to do. So, without further ado, what about wedges is, you know, important? I mean, some people were like, well, I know they're used for defense, but, like, really, what are wedges? And what the hell do they do? And why are they applicable? Like, what is so different about these wedges that, you know, compared to my normal wedges, like, why would I want to use them, right? Yeah, and the easiest answer is that really I feel like the only reason you should ever use a wedge for the most part, and this is, you know, this is coming from me, all right, is that we got to think of it like this, all right? So if you've got a phalanx or a wedge, right, the only two things that are going to change differently here, as far as I understand it, is that, you know, by putting a line of units in front, that means that whole line is going to shoot in one direction. If you do this, now you have two lines, but this line here is going to shoot, and then this line's going to shoot, and then these are going to come up on the side, and your infantry in the back. But you notice that what ends up happening is that you're changing what's going on in the back. Meaning that, like, if let's say you sent one unit here, 2 or 100,000 or something like that, and then maybe 100 million over here, all that's changing for the most part in that phalanx, for that, you know, for the most part anyway, that's of any relevance really, is that you're changing the way that line interacts with the actual, you know, like phalanx, for example. So, like, if I use a range wedge, you know, again, the problem with these is that they're not entirely accurate. You know, we can look at it, we can say, oh, well, this is what this does, yada, 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 and yet we'll go battle and then it does exactly the opposite of what we would have thought it did. And it's often because of the wall. So we have to consider this in terms of, like, if you were hitting a camp. If you're hitting a wall, oftentimes it ends up looking a whole lot more like this if you're using a ranged phalanx 90% of the time. And I would say if you're using a range wedge, my guess is it's probably going to be something similar to this. But again, you know, it's really hard to tell entirely what it's going to do. It changes most of the time. But what I can tell you is between a range, you know, wedge versus a range phalanx with a calf phalanx, and again, this is the only option we get. If you actually look at it, the only thing of any importance here to notice is that basically these units hit first, and then the cavalry hit second. So it makes plenty of sense if, let's suppose, you know, you were going against an infantry phalanx. The only benefit of having that right there is it's going to pick off those, you know, it's obviously not going to do well. Because, I mean, the thing is, right, regardless if it's a phalanx or a wedge, whatever unit type you choose in that formation is ultimately what you're going to take losses in. So, like, if I pick infantry, I expect to take infantry losses initially because infantry are the first ones to get hit, regardless. Our lower tier troops place in front while using wedge. You know, my assumption is that applies to literally any. So, like, if it's a phalanx or a wedge, I would assume that, yes, it's always going to put the lower tier troops in front. Always. I don't think that's ever changed. Because oftentimes it goes in, I think it goes in order by the unit type. So, like, it will first go through whatever the weakest unit type is and move up until eventually you're up to, like, your tier 4s. And that's why most of the time when you hear people do it, they'll do, you know, if they're going to hit somebody in a march, they're going to send tier 4s, but they're also going to send a buffer, which is basically the first unit type. If it gets eaten through, then it goes to tier 4s. But I mean, from what I can tell you, you know, at least in my experience, and I mean, again, you know, it's really, the drills, in my opinion, are not as, like, the most accurate place of actually determining what it's going to do. Like, it really doesn't help you a whole lot. I mean, the weird thing about these formations is that they do give you an edge, but at the end of the day, the actual composition will end up winning, regardless of what lineup you have. I mean, as strange as that may sound, like... I mean, to give you one example, let me see if I can actually show you what some of these Biliamite players are using. Because, again, I always like to think the Biliamite player class, these guys happen to know what they're doing. At least a lot of the time they do, anyway. So, if I go all the way back, and let me see if I can actually find a case where somebody actually used, like, an interesting choice. So, like, here, this is a cav wedge. versus a ranged phalanx. Now, this does look really bad, right? But if you pay attention and actually see, let's see if we can actually view the battle still. I think we can. All right. Notice that, you know, here you've got the cav wedge going on. You're basically putting your cavalry out in front first, and then your infantry come up on the sides. And your ranger always in the back. Versus had it been the other way around, your ranger on the sides. So basically what it does is that now instead of having your range up there with those units, your ranger in the back. Which, I mean, for all practical purposes, I think if you think of it like, you know, think of it almost like frontline units. Like if you're going to put in a drill, right? Think of it kind of like if you're a 2-unit type player, all right? I think the easiest practical way of looking at wedges is to look at them in the sense that what are the 2-unit types that you have the most stats in, okay? And you want the unit type of choice, you know, for your front line. You want the frontline units to be high in HP, right? So when you're actually looking at it like from a, you know, from the perspective that, like, you know, yeah, like, well, for example, like, so, like, if you're going ranged phalanx, you're going to be infantry and ranged. Like, initially, the mindset of this is that your range need the most HP in defense, and then your infantry are going to come up on the sides, so they're going to need some HP. And the units that want the most attack can either be your range or your cavalry. In other words, I've seen people, what they'll do is they'll put maybe 1,000 units, but then they'll put 100,000 units in the back. And it looks incredibly weird unless you think of it in the sense that really all this is a dummy unit. This is just nothing more than the way they're actually lined up. You know, and in my opinion, if you were to do it like that, you're probably wasting the phalanx and you're probably better off going this route anyway. But for what it's worth, you know, the way I understand, at least in comparison to the wedges to the phalanxes, it really boils down to, like, you know, if you do like 2 unit types in the center, then you're going to hit those 2 front lines pretty damn hard. But you'll notice that in almost every case where it's infantry and ranged and cavalry, and cav and infantry, I like to think of it in the sense that whatever those 2 unit types are in that line, all you've done is now, instead of having like a full front line of cavalry, now you've got a front line with some cav and infantry on the sides. So I almost want to treat that like one line. And so if you ask me, at least in the wedges, I mean, if I was going to use them, I think of them almost in, you know, in tandem with, you know, whatever unit types are going to be in the front line are going to need the most HP, defense, and attack, because they're ultimately going to hit that line first. But that doesn't mean that, like, if I use, like, a ranged phalanx, you know, if I use this, it doesn't necessarily mean I need to put all of my attack in that. I could just as easily put it all in my cavalry. The same way in a cav wedge, I could put all of my attack, not in cavalry and infantry, but in ranged. And again, you know, the weird thing about something like that is that it really kind of changes the dynamic as to how you want to play the game. But like I said, the lineup itself is important when you're trying to counter lineups, but I've often found in my experience that it's not just the lineup that matters, but the actual composition that you're sending at them. You know, so like, in other words, if you have infantry and you're sending it at cavalry, no matter how many times you send infantry, you're always going to get freaking screwed over. Like, it is, no matter what you do, it's always going to fail. You know, so if I send an infantry phalanx and I have mainly cavalry in it, and I go up against somebody that's in a ranged phalanx, but it's mainly cavalry, no matter how many times I do that, it's always going to fail, because the cavalry are always going to come out on top. Like, the counter itself is always on top. But yeah, for the most part, the general, like, consensus with phalanxes and wedges is that oftentimes the phalanx is better. Because really what you're doing is and this is the way I understand it, is that if you put all of your ducks in a row, in other words, you put your attack, HP, and defense in one unit type, it makes sense to have the very first unit that hits and ranged, and also to think that what unit type's probably going to hit the most. The unit type of whatever that phalanx is. So if it's ranged, you're going to lose range. So you're going to want HP and defense, and, well, because it's attacking first, probably attack. But that's the main logic behind a phalanx. When you put like a wedge, all that's changed is now you're trying to divide that up between now your range and another unit type. So now you're starting to split the stats, which means that, you know, if I put like all of my ducks in one unit stat, that's not everything. Like, maybe now, instead of trying to keep my range alive, I'm doing the opposite. Like, now I'm using the ranged as like a buffer, and the infantry are really the real unit here in the whole composition. Like, they're the ones that I actually want to win the fight. And why do I say that? It's because I've actually seen Billion Might players that are playing around with this. Like, they're actually trying to see what would happen if, let's say, I send, you know, a phalanx with only one unit type on the front line, but then the real unit in the back is really the actual kingpin of the rally. You know, it's the actual unit type of choice. So, like, to give you one example, you know, so like here, okay, the lineup is in counter. It looks great. But obviously the unit type size is substantially different, and so it fails. You know, if you put, like, say, let me see if I can find you a really decent example. I have to, like, sort through these because I've got just as many traps for my buddies as I do rallies that I'm just now starting to stack up on. It takes a little while to find them, though. I get, like I said, I got a lot of traps, so like we do that a lot here, but. Okay, so like this case, right? It's an infantry and infantry phalanx. It's a side-by-side. There's no, like, mutual difference. The only reason that, you know, I would do better is because of the unit type. So in the case of having 100,000 tier 4s, that will almost triumph over most of the tier 3s and tier 2s and tier 1s that this guy's going to have. Like, the moment you have that amount of unit type, you might as well just take whatever you got times 4 of whatever the hell they have. So if you've got 100k, take that times 4. They need to have at least that much in tier 3 to even counter it, to even come close. But it only gets worse if you have, like, you know, over 600% in attack stats and over 120% plus in HP. Like, if you're pushing like 120% in gear, that plus with talent spec, you're pushing like 200 to 300% in HP, which is really, really difficult for somebody to hit. But again, it only gets worse if you add on to that. Like, the more HP you have, the more difficult you can become to kill. But it also means that you can't kill his units very quickly. And again, you know, those attacks are basically that's a zeroing of a trap account, in case anyone wants to know. But yeah, like here, you know, this is. And one of those classic examples where, like, if you're in the counter phalanx, it makes plenty of sense because cavalry is always going to win against infantry. And again, this is a garrison trap. You know, it's a very simple garrison trap. It's not illogical in any way. You know, you send drakes versus fighters. No matter how many times he sends those fighters, he's always going to lose against those drakes. It doesn't matter how many times he does it. He's always going to come out on the losing end. And as you can tell, like, that just doesn't end well at all. Even if that guy had, like, gold champ gear, maximum stats, all that jazz, it would never win for him at all. It just doesn't end well for that guy ever. But, like, if we actually, let me see if I can actually find one. It's like, here's a wedge, right? You know, and this is a cav phalanx versus an infantry wedge. And this is, you know, arguably, you know, it was a pretty bad loss on my end. But, I mean, again, it wasn't, like, terrible. I saved these, though, because it kind of gives me an idea of, like, it did. So, like, here I sent 150k drakes, but he had a little under that. And obviously that, you know, that doesn't do him a whole lot of good. Like, for the attack itself, even though he's in the right phalanx, the unit type size will ultimately triumph in the end. Now, it seems to be getting awfully sketchy, so I do apologize if the internet's trying to, like, we're having intermediate freezes. I'm trying to find, okay, so, like, here's a really, really, like, like what's going on kind of thing. And this is what I'm getting at, okay? Like, he's encounter failings, right? But what has happened? I sent all ranged with some cavalry, and this guy is mainly cavalry. And the only thing I can say about it is yes, I do have tier 4s, but even though that is the case, the phalanx didn't end up winning the battle. It boils down to what the unit type is comprised of in that phalanx. So, like, you know, because I didn't have any infantry in my actual defense, it's really kind of bizarre as to, like, what it actually does. Like, if you pay attention to it, it actually changes the way it acts. Like, you'll see that now that I don't have any infantry, what ends up turning into a front line? Like, it's weird. It really is. Like, if you, I mean, again, well, I'll show you one more time, just to give you guys another look. Because, again, it's a little weird. It actually changes the way it actually plays. Like, you see, now I've got, you know, I have cavalry on the sides. And it's weird, as like it doesn't make any sense really, because they're not like on a front line. So you got this little gap. It's just weird, but it works. You know, I mean, it shouldn't, but it does. You know, and again, you know, it works the way it does because frankly, the phalanx itself doesn't really determine a whole lot. It just determines where your units are. You know, you always, I like to think that if you're going to send a march, and you're going to send a march in anybody, you always want your range in the back. It just makes sense to have your range in the back, because they're not intended as a unit to actually take a ton of damage. I mean, if you think of it like, you know, actually pay attention to, like, if you open up the barracks, for example, okay, you'll notice that these units have HP, attack, defense, right? Well, if you go to, like, the maximum, all right, you got the maximum, but then they've got the, you know, the drop in speed. But you start to notice that, like, you know, obviously some units are better at certain things. The same way they are with capacity. Like, the capacity here is changing as well. Like, there's different capacities between the unit types. Interestingly enough, destroyers have this kind of they're like, they have a high capacity, but then they have no speed, and they are countered by everything. You know, like, they might counter walls just fine, but they are countered by literally everything. So destroyers in themselves are not very useful unless you think of them in the sense that, like, you know, if you send a march, and let's say it's a rally, if you want to prevent your leader from being taken, you put siege in. Because oftentimes, if you put in just a little bit of siege, that'll hold, you know, you have a higher chance of actually retaining your leader that way, because they're not sent in the front line. They're sent in the back line, so they have the greatest chance to leave, or flee, for that matter, because the morale will usually drop before they actually get hit. But, you know, again, that's what I can say on the topic of wedges. Now, on the topic of rallies, okay, again, people were kind of asking me about it, and they were saying, you know, like, well, what about rallies can I do? What can you do to improve? You know, and now with knowing what you know about wedges and phalanxes and all that jazz, you know, all I can say about forts and rallies, and this is up to what I know up to this point. Again, I'm still learning, because I'm still an advocate for actually getting to understand this games in terms of the forts and rallies, because that's an entirely different dynamic. Like, you're not, you know, unlike dealing with solos and in, like, old rallies on a player's base. On a fort, you know what they have for a composition, so you have to know what they have. The other thing that comes incredibly important in these is that you need to have carpets a lot of the time. Not to say that you need them 100% of the time, but it helps to have them. Like, they have a huge influence on forts. In particular, all right, let's suppose you take this into consideration, all right? What boosts are you getting from the forts? And in the case of, like, all the forts, all right, Skyfort and Tempest have one thing in common, which is that they're both basically infantry. All right, if you think of Bright Fort in line with Lunar Fort, okay, they're both cavalry, okay? And, of course, you know, last but not least, you also have basically Comet and Frozen, which are basically ranged. You know, if you put that in tandem with the fact that, you know, if you get the base, you get titles. The real struggle in almost every Wonder War that's ever been is that you need to be able to get whatever fort boost you need to give you that little edge in the battle. And it doesn't mean you're going to win every time, because if you're up against a gold champ player, which is somebody that's got maximum of 600 to 700% in attack stats, you need to be able to not only get close to that, but you also need to have the correct composition to counter what they're sending. And so oftentimes, you know, if you're a single guild and you're going to go up against, say, Brightford, let's say you know what the guy's composition is. You know, let's suppose we'll say a dummy infantry player, for example. Got Berserker to gold. Oh, cool. Well, congrats, ESP Gamer. But, you know, again, I will just say this much, though. Like, on the topic, you know, and this is some of the trickiest stuff I've seen some people do, but what they'll do is they'll pour it in on the province, right? They know the guy's infantry, so they initially start in an infantry phalanx. And interestingly enough, sometimes these guys they'll change compositions. Like a lot. They're going to switch out compositions like crazy. I've seen people that will, like, they'll have, like, and this is a strategy for people that are defending, is get your people in or around the fort that you're trying to hold and have them pull in and out of range in that fort. And oftentimes you want to put as many tier 4s as you possibly can. Because, again, tier 4s in the end kind of determine whether you win or lose the fort a lot of the time. But, like, if we actually look at some of the reports from last Wonder War, which was a while back, it was like almost 2 Wonder Wars ago, if we actually look at that and look at it in detail, okay, again, it's really confusing, because you look at that and you say, well, I have the counter lineup, therefore I win, right? And then if I look at the composition, again, it's clear that even if I have 2 unit types at 100k a pop, that doesn't mean it's going to win. In fact, it actually comes out on king for the guy to have more of one unit type in a rally. It really does. Like, it makes a huge difference. In my case, I was infantry phalanx, and he was, you know, range phalanx. But even though that was the case, his range went down just like usual, but because he had so many infantry, I did not have the cavalry to counter that. If I was to play it safe, I probably would have been a lot better off if I had like 400 or 500k in cavalry to actually counter that, or even maybe 500 or 600k in cavalry tier 3. That may have actually done it, but more than likely it would have been 600 or 700k, or maybe more. I don't know, but it would have been fine at 500k drakes, because what would have happened is then, because of the range phalanx, my infantry would have countered the cannoneers. So what I'm saying is if I wanted to have countered this guy, I would have had to go infantry and cavalry instead of infantry and range. But again, when you are in rallies and you are defending, it's often very difficult to switch out those unit types as well as know what they're sending at you before, you know, that actually happens. And I think that's one of the real struggles with even defending a fort, for that matter, is that you don't know what the person that you know is sending at you until it's too late. And it becomes even more difficult when they've got more carpets and they're able to speed those up. It really does become difficult. You know, but again, you know, that the way that kind of stuff is, you know, it boils down to the fact that, like, when you get into rallies and you're defending, I feel like the best course of action is know what your troop composition is, and oftentimes that's not something most people are going to know right away, because you're looking at your fort and you look through and you're sorting through all those unit types, but you don't know what's in there. I often recommend that if you're gonna hold a fort, you might as well have like an alternate account or something like that and scout it, so that you actually get an accurate look at what unit types you have in there for a composition. Because again, like I said, compositions are king. And if you know the individual in front of you is sending like infantry, then you want to be cavalry. If if they're sending range infantry, etc. If you can't switch out the composition soon enough, you are SOL, and you are better off pulling from that fort than you are to do otherwise. Because if you don't, it just doesn't end well. And hey, what's up, Kale? I don't know. Some of those commands are kind of messed up on Twitch. I still gotta work on that, but. Anyway, but, you know, again, when it comes to defending, really, that's all you can do. Now, when you go on the offense, I've seen some people that play awfully tricky, where they'll start, in an infantry set of gear. So they give you the impression that they're an infantry player. And then they send the march, and it's already 3/4 of the way there. And you look at it, you say, "Oh, it's an infantry phalanx," and you're not paying attention to the composition. If it's a dumb player, he's not looking at the composition. He's just going to see the phalanx and say, "Oh, I'm going to go cavalry," And oftentimes, what'll happen is it turns out the march is comprised of range. So at the last second, he switches over to range gear. He goes into range. He was already in range talents, and he switches over to range phalanx, and now all of a sudden you're in cav phalanx. He hits you in range phalanx, and Yola. He completely destroys what you had in your fort because he had the composition to counter what you had in your fort. Again, the real trick to this stuff is that you have to be able to outbeat what's in that composition inside the fort. If you don't, you will fail. Oftentimes, I've even seen people that aren't even they don't put all of their ducks in a single place. Instead of just put all of their units in one unit, they'll put it in two. And the only reason I've seen that they do that is just so that if suppose somebody comes out and decides that they switch to infantry, they can just switch to cav. If they switch, because they can switch between two unit types. The problem is that in both cases, I've seen that it's like in the case of this rally, right, where again. He had enough cavalry, and he had enough heroic fighters. This should work, right? But still, it fails. And you have to ask yourself, why? And the only explanation is that really the lineup has a pretty... It's, both the gear and the phalanx has a pretty goddamn heavy control over how that rally will end. It's very difficult to actually counter somebody when they know what your phalanx is ahead of time. And if you're not able to switch it soon enough, you're SOL. I mean, it really just doesn't end well. But if we actually pay attention to this rally, pay attention to what it actually did, again, here you have the cavalry up front, you got the range, and then the infantry hits, and boom, and all of a sudden now you've got your infantry coming in a little, late into the battle, but here they are, and the only consequence is that you can see the morale is dropping like a goddamn rock. And the only reason that I can think of that something like that would happen is the gear. In the end, if you're not in cavalry gear, if you're not maxed out in one particular unit stat, it is such a pain. It really never ends well. And in that case, it's clear that yeah, he had the right idea, but it just didn't work. And that's the thing. I'm still learning myself as to really where can you improve. Because again, it seems as if anything you try, it just ends up blowing up in your face every single time. In this case, this guy, I mean, the one advantage this guy had over us, I think, at least in my opinion, is that he had more tier 4s. Even though he had 500k per type, and this guy had 800k, I still think that in the end, if you don't have at least of that one unit type, if you can't counter it in some way, so if you don't have 600k here, 600k there, 600k here, or at least more than whatever they got per type, you're just wasting your time. Because if you're going to go against the gold champ player, you got to have their kind of stats. And that means that if you don't have demoralize and you don't have... it's... Again, it's like in the end, if you're going to go against some of the top tier players, if you don't have, your actual army leadership all the way jacked up to 10 on all of these, and you don't have, your military command jacked up all the way to 10, I really don't think it's going to happen. I spent $600 today. Oh, dude. That's a lot of money to be spending. My goodness. I mean, I understand that some people will spend a crap ton of money on this game, but even I'm not I'm not even really super into that. I don't go hell's deep into it. But I don't know. Some people are I'll spend $4,000 and then look the other way, and I'm like, But anyways, it's just, you know, on the topic of wedges and rallies, that's, I mean, that's pretty much all I said in that one video, but at least now you guys know. But, yeah, of course, I don't know. Of course, that's probably a nice helpline. Be like, hey, you can quit spending. Call this number. Let's see. That does remind me. Again, like I said, we're gonna do some real. I was gonna see if we could maybe hit some players. There's a good chance that we might be able to. Okay. Oh wow. That's good stuff though. I mean, it's good stuff, but again, I don't know. There's some people that just I don't even know. I guess the only thing that's on my mind now is there are like some people like this guy here I'm kind of curious about, so we're gonna go ahead and scout these guys. Before I get too crazy into it though, let's just make sure that I want to save my range in case somebody drops by. I'm not about to lose 90,000 range just cause. Like, I'm not about that life, man. If I'm gonna risk losing the range, I gotta at least feel comfortable. Like, I don't want to waste them. That's really all it boils down to. I don't know. Sometimes that guy has like close to 100 mil on him. I just want to see if he does. If he does, maybe we'll drop by, bother some of those resources. But again, I don't know who else in this game would have a ton on them. But so like these two here, they've got a past of doing quite a bit. In fact, all three of these guys do. So if any one of those three, in fact, have their shield up down, they probably have a fair amount on them. 18 million true. Whoa, that's a lot. That's quite a bit. I mean, I myself haven't printed a ton of troops yet. I'm getting to that point where I'm like beginning to feel more and more comfortable to do it, but I'm still not like, I have yet to actually do it yet. Part of the reason I've been saving my gems and such is for that reason alone, you know, like, you know, I'm just waiting till I get a confirmation from the guild as to whether we'll be moving kingdoms or what. Like, I don't know what the whole story is, and it looks to me like RU is fled. Like, they left this kingdom. They got beaten to hell, and then they're just like, yep, we're out of here. Bye. Which doesn't surprise me any. Now, I don't know what this guy's up to, but this guy here is a real pest for a lot of people in this kingdom now. So yeah, like I suspected, he's got 25 to 30 million across. He's only got 45k in his base. He's got an okay amount of resources, but it's not enough to like actually want to bother him for. Like for 30 mil across, I think I'll wait. Let's see what this guy's got. Because you never know. Maybe one of these guys will change my mind. I always check CNM because regardless of what they have, CNM has a funny way of just having resources. Like this guy here, I have a funny feeling that he's probably got something. And the thing is even though he's got an Overlord title, that doesn't mean anything. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Well, the thing about it is, you know, and that's with just about anything really, is that if you're gonna build an enormous amount of troops, get to a point where like you're in the 400 to 500 mil range, it takes so goddamn long to do that. It really does. Like, I've put the time and effort into it, and it's like it's gonna cost around $1,000 in just troops alone to build if you're just paying it straight out, which you're not going to. No one in their right mind would do that. So it's like, I either win a couple labyrinths and, you know, build up that way, or you build them up slowly, or you know, there's so many different ways you can go about it, but in almost every case, it takes a long goddamn time to do. Come to K8 so I can zero you. Okay, well that's threatening. I don't know what I did to you, but alright, fair enough. Yeah, I get that a lot from from people nowadays. It's just like, yeah, come to my kingdom so I can kick your ass. It's like I don't know how it's like I don't know why you would want to do that to me, but I guess. So like here, you know, okay, there's like a fair amount of gold on this guy, and he's only got 650k on him. So this guy here is like the golden ticket. I found the golden ticket who has 143 million gold. Anyone want to ransack this guy for his shit? Because that guy right there is probably the best bet we have today. This guy here is like a... This is the mighty mine, fine golden ticket. If I'm gonna go harass anybody for resources, this is the guy. 88 million. Like, I think we can harass that guy for all of his resources. The question is can I actually do it though in enough time? Mind you, I don't even have that many tier 4s, so it's whenever I see somebody that big, I'm always kind of like, maybe. Yeah, if I had 250k, I'd be like, yeah, no problem, but I have neither, so it's like I can only do so much. Like, I probably can hit that guy. If someone else hits him and then I immediately hit after that, I could do it. But, I don't know. So, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, wow. I don't know if we'll be able to get this guy. I'm gonna hope we can, though. I think we can, though. I just need some people. That's the only thing. I don't want to do this by myself. Because if I end up doing it by myself, it's not gonna end well. I don't know who's scouting it, but... Or if he's... Oh, it's MC2. Shit. I mean, hands down, if that guy gets hit, I'm gonna take whatever he popped down. Like, if he ends up, I'm gonna pay real quick. Ah, man, I don't know. See, I really do not want to hit this guy by myself, because I will not be able to clear that much before he shields. I know that. I want to make sure that we clean this guy as quick as we possibly can. That's a lot of resources that guy has. This is my main account. My cousin's account is, like, I don't know, it's like 40, 50 million mine. Like, I could show you. I mean, the real trick with this guy here is that CNM is kind of really careful about their accounts. I mean, they usually are. So, like, if I pop this guy by myself, he'll either get shielded or somebody will attack me in the process of stealing all of it. So if I get, like, 5 people to do it, it's... you know, it's like within the realm of possibility of clearing it out. By the time they can even do anything, it'll be gone. Like, I could clear it, run, boom, run and done. Like, 5 or 6 people hitting him at the same time, pulling 10 or 20 mil at a pop. It doesn't take but maybe a second or two. We'd have more than 100 mil off of him. Oh, really? I'm just not. I'm really hoping that maybe I can clear this guy. That's my hope. That's the hope here. You know, like, if he ports, that's the worst possible case. But if he, like, ends up shielding, then that's also worst possible case. But I'm fairly confident. Like, mildly confident. It's just that when you do this, you gotta be really quick. Like, you don't get very much time. I'm gonna say I want to do this in literally 4 minutes. By the time that Osteros pops off, that's about how much time I'm gonna have to steal from this guy. It's not enough time to really make or break. Like, it's not enough time to do jack, really. But we'll see what happens. The more hands I have, the better. Because if it's 4 or 5 people, it's doable. If it's only 2 or 3 of us, it may be a little bit more difficult. In the meantime, I want to say if that's the only clean slate we hit, though. I wonder if there's anyone else. I'll wait and see. Oh. That guy's already cleaning out, Bat, you say. That guy's clean. That guy's like... That guy's SOL. That's the one trouble with this guy. Is this guy, I kid you not, if he sees an opportunity, he's going to take it. And he will go bum rushing. At like, as many as he can send bum rush. I agree. I don't feel like migration scrolls should be something that you can't get with gyms. I agree. Like, I would push for it. If I were you, go onto the forums and make a suggestion and say that. Go to igg.com, go to their forums, and literally say exactly that. And then just go share that shit around and see how long it takes for them to actually make that a thing. Like, that is, hands down, maybe the best way to do it. Because if you really want to get the community to rally behind something, that is something I will gladly support. Like, that is something, frankly, I think anyone will agree, is something that, frankly, I think it needs to be a thing. I don't care if it's, you know, like, I really don't think they won't make it a thing. I know. Maybe. But you gotta have hope, man. You gotta have hope. Like, I want migration scrolls to be a lot less difficult to obtain. Well, if you think about it, you know, they get to set the gym cost, so you know, like, there's a money-making factor there. And it's not like they haven't put a money-making factor to just about everything at this point, so I really can't see where they could get any greedier than where they're at. You know, like, there's a price value on gyms, so I can't see how they're not making money in some way. But, you know, I don't know. Alright. So, is this guy done cleaning? Yeah, he's just kind of systematically going around clearing these guys. That guy is no friend to CNM. This guy is just like, no, fuck him. He's like in MC2, so he's part of MCD. He's like an entirely different guild player altogether. He's... Alright. Anyone else? We'll need tons of hands to pull. I like how I did that. That's... Oh. Whoop. Oh shit, never mind. Okay, here we go. Oh, shit, whoops. My bad. Let him do all the work. We're just gonna pull! Oh god, this is gonna be funny. We're gonna pull while he's... Oh shit, this is gonna be funnier than hell. See, while he's burning, we're just gonna pull the resources. That's funny. That MC2 motherfucker's gonna be pissed. I know he will be. He can be pissed off. I don't care. We will grab all of it. I'm gonna send that as an entirely different march, so that way I don't have to deal with that slow shit. We're just gonna pull as much as we can possibly pull off this guy. Like, this MC2 guy, I don't care. He can pretty much piss himself. Like, I'm not... No one's gonna care. We're just gonna pull as much as we possibly can from this guy. think that's it, actually. Yeah, that's it. Port and run. I don't know. That was, I don't know, man. When you can get a little bit of resources, that's always a good thing. Oh no. Oh, he's gonna. Damn, tried to protect him, but that's, oh well. See, this guy here is, he won't like. Yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know. I mean, we got like, let's see, 2 million, 2 million. We got a little bit. I didn't get very much out of that, but that's okay. No, we pulled enough that it wasn't like terrible. It definitely could have been worse, but like that'll do. You know, like that's fine. Now I just put everything we got in shelter, and we'll rally attack this. Put the rest of our range in there. We'll just play it safe. That was kind of tough. Well, at least we know that guy is no friend to MC CNM. Which... Damn. Yeah, it has a tendency to do that. Kind of unfortunate, though. What happened to your troops? I don't know. I got zeroed a little while back, but I got enough. You know, like, I got enough troop speeds and gems right now that I could build a pretty sizable amount. The only reason I haven't done anything about it is, you know, I was kind of like on the fence with it, you know, like, I could probably check and see what this guy has. See if he's got anything. I mean, hell, all of GSR is getting burned right now. Man, this guy is on a goddamn warpath. Yeah, probably. Like, I get zeroed quite a bit from time to time. It just happens. Like, I've gotten used to it. It's just kind of the way that shit is. Like if I'm working or I get in the middle of like I have stuff that comes up, I just don't have the time to get on check. You know, it's like yeah, shit happens. You know, like I'm willing to admit I'm not the best at fucking shielding either, because sometimes I'm just like fuck it, now I'm gonna spend 1,000 gems. And then I lose all my army in one night, and then I'm like, well, okay, probably should have spent 1,000 gems, but can't help it. Sometimes I just get too fucking lazy. Yeah, I probably will, Hussein, but when I do, I'm gonna build it up into 500 mil-ish might, and if they try to zero me out again, I mean, fuck it. You know, at least I'll have my... Because, like, I mean, and the thing is like, every time I've been zeroed, okay, the shitty part is I never get the report because they attack me a ton of times, but I'm always in my war gear when they do. Like, I've been zeroed out at 250 million might or so, and I had like 400 or 500k tier 4s and a bunch of other troops, and it took like 5 billion might players in full war gear and shit to rally me, and I checked the reports, and in the ones that I got to see, I saw some people that were trying to solo me, and they ended up losing their solos and losing like 70,000 troops in their leader. So like, even though I didn't have all of my gear out, I mean, it was still costly for them to hit me like that. Even though I lost a ton of troops, they also lost a lot on their own too. Enough that it wasn't like to the point where I would have felt bad. Like, I still felt like, you know, even though I wasn't, you know, in gear, it wasn't like I was just completely exposed either. Like, I was exposed in my war gear, and I think that was the part that still confused me. Is that, like, some people are like, I can just unshield in my war gear and nobody bothers me. In my kingdom, it's like, hey, I'm in war gear. They don't give a shit. They're gonna hit me anyway. Because... I don't know. I guess they have, like, I guess they just hate my ass. I can't think of any other reason why. I really can't. Other than either, hey, you really just freaking hate me, or you just want to hit me for the YouTubes. I don't know. Beats me. And of course, you know, I don't know. I guess it's a measure from a playbook somewhere, I guess, but what does it matter, right? But when I do build up enough troops, I'm going to build enough for a rally trap. That's basically the plan. And we're getting very close to that now. Like, we're at 450,000. It's going to cost me like another 200,000 or 300,000 gems, which I should have acquired by April, if not sooner. Like, I'm going a lot. I'm ahead of schedule. Like, I'm about a few 100,000 more gems than I thought I was going to be, because I ended up winning pretty big in the labyrinth. I won like 60 to 80,000 gems more than I thought I would. And so I'm really kind of just packing it, trying to stash on resources, trying to stash up on everything, and I'm also increasing my war stats. So I'm also taking the time to work on familiars and everything, you know, and that stuff is taking a lot of time. And yeah, I mean, as far as the trap account is concerned, I do have it. It's in K40, and it's been sitting in K40 for quite some time. And I'm still working at it. It's like 7 million might, but its war military research is all at like 7 right now. So with a little bit more time, I'm going to wait until it's like probably 9 or 10. Because I don't like dealing with 8s. You can trap at 8, but I hate doing it. Like, I don't like being that low. Like, I'd rather have it at 10. And if I can get it to 10 at 25, I mean, it's already got a gold goblin. I just need to get the Rose Knight and get that to gold. And then it's a perfectly well-written trap account. Like, I can use it, and it'll cause all kinds of hell. Like, I just have to get it set up. It just takes time, and it's completely free to play, mind you. I'm not, like, I have not spent a dime on that account, hardly at all. I think the only time I did was I spent 20 bucks for Gym Pact, and that was just so I could use it on shielding, and I think that was all I used it on, was shielding. I kid you not. You know, and that was, at the time, I was using it for a bank, and it worked great for a bank, because I could shield it, so I didn't have to worry about resources or anything. It worked great, because I used to put, like, close to, I don't know, like 600 or 700 mil on that account from time to time, and I'd transfer it over, and it worked great. You know, because I'd pull 600 or 700 mil off accounts, throw it on there, and then just rinse repeat. I'd go around, put a ton of resources on there, and then turn around and sell the resources over for speeds, which is always nice. eating sweet and sour sauce. Yeah. Yeah, speaking of food, I probably ought to get me a soda or something. Yeah, it's because that's a food group in my world. Like if you don't have 4 pops a can of soda today, then you haven't had an ulcer like I have today. Gotta have that soda, man. Otherwise, I like become like I have coffee and then I have sodas. I think I'm probably the most caffeinated like addict that I know of. I've gotten to a point where caffeine is necessary to even function. If I don't have caffeine, I have serious sleeping problems without it. It's a serious problem. I always eat after I run out of Chinese chicken and rice. I mean, to be honest with you, if I was gonna eat anything, I would eat white rice and Mexican rice. If it was a choice, if I was to go completely vegan, quit eating food altogether, I would eat Mexican rice and white rice. That shit's good if you mix it with. There's so many different things. Like you can put like sweet and sour sauce one day, soy sauce the next day. I mean, you can put. Hell, you can put so many different things in rice. Like you can put rice in a tortilla. You can put rice in like bread. I've done it before. It's actually not that bad. Like, have you ever put rice in bread and then use it like grilled cheese and just like melt it together? It's a weird sensation, but it's literally the weirdest thing ever. But I like having it. But like, I don't know. Me personally, though, like rice is a food group, and I don't mind having rice. Yeah, tacos. Yeah, there's so many things you can do with rice. It's a really helpful thing. Let me see what they're doing. I don't know. They're doing something. I don't know what they're doing. My guild's up to something. I don't know what they're doing there. Sounds to me like they're gonna do something tricky. I know, right? Rice is good, isn't it? And the other thing is, I also have. Luckily, I'm gifted to have a place called Napoli's in town, which sells Italian pizza. And oh my god, man, that is the shit. Like, it's, yeah, no, okay, common rice is, no. No. Oh god, now I'm like ruined. Now my life is ruined. That's a disturbing thought to think about. That one guy in the fucking back corner of your food restaurant. I fucking hate you. Anyway, I'm gonna have to. I don't know what these guys are up to. They're doing something. Again, some of the resources. I'm stashing up on the stone because it's a vital resource in my world right now. Like, I don't have enough of this stuff really. All honesty, I think. When I get into, the thing is, right, when I used to trap, the first problem I ran into was not that I didn't have enough troops, it's that I didn't have enough bagged resources to keep it going. Like, there eventually comes a point where you just run out, and you just can't keep going. Yeah. Some people are like, get rid of that motherfucking bot, and I'm starting to think to myself, okay, alright, let's take a brief moment to get rid of the restream bot real quick. I can actually change that real quick, so let me get rid of it. I'm gonna change the settings so it's not like so often. I can change it to like an hour or something. I like how it had to ask me if I'm a robot. That makes me feel so comfortable. It's like I'm changing a bot, but you're a bot. Boy. It's like, which is it? I'm not a robot. Log in, motherfucker. Oh my god. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, boy. Alright. Gotta figure out where... There's my chat. Okay. Well, shit. Oh, here it is. I'm like fucking looking for it, and I'm like, where the hell is it? Where? Rip. Let's go to titles. Okay. Dashboard. It's gotta be in dashboard. I think it's on one of the two. I have to like look around for this. It's actually been a while. Criminy. I don't know. That is an interesting question. I don't know. Hang on. I actually have to, like... The thing is, right? Is I know it's a setting, but I have no idea where the setting is. So I'm like, oh shit, I forgot the most important part. Where is my fucking setting at? Ah! I don't even know. I don't even fucking know anymore. See, it's like, I got a... I think it's a social alerts, but I have no fucking clue. Maybe it's titles? There's gotta be a setting in here somewhere. I just don't have any... I have no memory of where the fuck it is. Maybe it's under... Fuck, dude, I'm losing it. It's like, where the hell is it? Maybe it's in here. Maybe I'll pull this up. Maybe it's in here. Yeah. Here it is. Here it is. I think I found it. Send message. Okay, here it is. Repeat every... let's do every 60 minutes. Every hour. Rather than every fucking second, because people really don't like having to listen to that like multiple times a day. I'll put that every like 90 minutes or something. So every like hour and 30 minutes. And save. Let me see if there's anything else. I don't think I think that's it. At least in regards to the bot. Alright, so now all we're gonna do is close that now. Alright, let me go to Nightbot real quick. I mean, the funny thing is I have, like, Nightbot, and I've also got Restream, and I've got, like, I got a dozen bots, man. I got way too many fucking bots on my hands. So it's like, when people are like, how many fucking bots do you have, bro? You know, actually, I wouldn't mind making you a mod if you want to be a mod. I don't mind. I really don't mind at all, actually. The only thing I need to get rid of is that fucking help command, because it keeps confusing people. Like, people come in and then they're like, what the fuck is this shit about help? Like, what the fuck is this shit? I have literally no fucking clue. Where the hell? Because I know it's a Nightbot, but again, I'm like, I set these fucking bots to set, and then it's like, oh, where the fuck are my bot commands at? And that's when I realize I'm, like, completely, utterly clueless as to where the fuck I set any of the shit. So it's like, great. It's like, where the hell is it? I have no idea. Okay. Let's get rid of the YouTube reminder. Because that's part of our... Yeah, let's delete that. We don't need that no more. Yeah, and then I think the rest of the Nightbot shit we'll worry about later. Okay. Alright, so now it should be a lot less frequent, so it shouldn't drive us all fucking mad. Yeah. I mean, the thing about bots is I've been using them just to... Like, back in the day, and this is the thing, I've had these things for so long now that it's actually... It goes back to when I very first started streaming. I had to use them to... Like, I used them for music, I used them for all these other things back on Twitch. And I used to originally, I started streaming on Twitch, of all places, actually. And then I, you know, for a little while, I jumped on YouTube, started putting videos on YouTube. And then I came to Pocket Life. I think it was Pocket Life for quite a while. And then one of my buddies went from Pocket Life to Wii Gamers once the feature was up, and I said, okay. So I moved over to Wii Gamers, and then I just kind of stayed there. I didn't go anywhere else. I just left Pocket Life entirely and stayed up in Wii Gamers for most of my days. And then at some point, I just kind of came back to... I came back, you know, and... I guess. Anyway, welcome back. What's up? Alright, so... Alright. Yeah, I guess on the topic of making mods, you know, I don't know. You know? I'm thinking, you know, if we were gonna have some mods, I'm gonna have to say that, you know, yeah. Like I said, I was not a very active YouTuber way back in the day. Like I think YouTube came to me in August. Okay, I started taking YouTube a little seriously in August because I started saying to myself, well, okay, people want to see some of these videos that I've been doing on Wii Gamers. I've been telling people how to do shit for a long time, and I had all the shit that I've been doing, you know, and then I never bothered to really fucking put that in a video, and so people were like, well, could you put this together, and like, maybe I could come back to it and show my guild, and all this yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, sure, you know, and I put it up, but then I don't know, you know, it basically started out as me just helping people, and it hasn't changed since. And I'm still that way, like even now, you know, like, I've been doing most of these, challenges. So we did 1 through 3. I'm trying to do 1 through 6 gold, but I've yet to actually get it. It's so fucking difficult. I don't know why yet as to how to fix, like, because the thing is, right, I use this in tandem with these two, but you have to get through the very first stage. The very first stage is so goddamn difficult. It's insane how difficult it is, in fact. I mean, in all honesty, I've tried a different kind of, you know, like, I've tried it with paid heroes, I've tried it with free-to-play heroes. I'm still not really so sure which one works. And in all seriousness, I think I can try doing it without Chaos Dragon and try to do, like, oh, I'm trying to think of who would be a good pick here. I think to win against this team, I feel as if I was to... I wonder if it would help if I used, like, Hmm. I don't know. You know, to be quite honest with you, I actually do have a Facebook page, but I have, like, nobody fucking shares my Facebook page. I have no idea how to get that shit started, to be quite honest with you. But if you want to help me out and start that shit, yeah, you can go to my Facebook page and share that shit up, share that around. Gather all the normies on Facebook, because, you know, why the hell not, right? I mean, I could try this without using any pay-to-play and see if I can do it. I mean, it should be possible. I've yet to see how, though, but I can give it a try. You know, I'm thinking Prima is probably the golden key here, but I'm not sure who exactly would make this team work. And that's the thing that is really tricky, is that you gotta know what combination is gonna actually do it. Because I feel like if I used this combination, it might work. But I was also fighting for like every second in the entire time I played. If I use this guy, I'm gonna try that guy. See what happens. It's all about Snapchat. Yeah, I don't know, man. And that's another thing. I could probably start a Snapchat too, but I don't know. See, like here, it's like the trick with this team is that we're trying to use. I don't even know if I'll get through. I might be able to, but I doubt it. Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to get through this little part here. Musically is the new Vine. So you're suggesting that you know, instead of having like every hour be like subscribe to YouTube, be like, you know, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and all these other things. It's like I could do that. Musically is the new. I will check. Oh, you know, actually, I like how I hit retry and then I see this is me in a nutshell. Okay, like can't even fully function. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I wonder if maybe that guy. I don't know. One of these is gonna work. Not sure which. I'm thinking it's definitely helpful to have this guy in there. You can already see that that guy right there has made a world of difference. But It still starves from the same problem. I feel like Black Crow in this case is not doing us a ton of luck. Let me see here. I'll get rid of Black Crow. Let's try, I want to say let's try Trickster. See if that does anything. Because all we need him for is defense. That's all I use that guy for, is just defense. And the idea behind using Trickster in this case is Trickster has some of the highest DPS for a physical base damage hero in the game. And the curiosity is will it be enough to win? No. Because it needs, like, I thought about Demon, but Demon dies too quickly. That's the problem with Demon. I've tried Demon, and Demon just, you gotta use, like, backline to actually counter. Like, I could try Incinerator and see if that helps, but it's gonna have to be a backline. Because you're dealing with crowd-based attacks. So you can't really get away with. That's why I use stunners like for example, like Child of Light and a couple of others. Those are all good, but see here, I'm gonna pop that, pop that, pop that. If I can't kill them, then no one can. I can give it a try. I can try Demon and see if it makes a difference, but honestly, I don't think he'll live long enough for it to even matter. You know, we can try it, but that's the thing, you know, like, I've tried this in many different scenarios. Dex heroes definitely help. Like, in this case, you can see he kind of goes in the back line. He's going to take damage, though, and this is the thing that I'm always kind of frightened with Demon Slayer, is that he just doesn't live long enough for it to really do you any good. I mean, even in that case, we didn't have any luck. Why do I have a siege hero? I don't know. I mean, it was kind of a curiosity. I could try doing like 2 Dex heroes. I could just as easily do like I wonder if it would help if I did like this. See if that would help. Try to freeze them and then use the Dex hero abilities to do it. And obviously, you know, having no defense is meaning that these are going to take a lot more damage. They're going to die a lot faster. But if I can pop her ultimate, that may make a world of difference. But without it, yeah, it still fails on the face of it. Like, that's the only problem with it. Because if anything, because you have to have a tank in there for that to take the damage. But I mean, you could try this. I've tried healers, but you can't do it if you can't get enough damage rating without, like, you gotta use something like this because it's really, really difficult with or without. I guess you could try doing like a Rose Knight and then do Prima Donna. Well, like I said, we're trying to do this free to play, completely free to play. So no pay heroes, nothing, just this. That's what we're trying to do. But the thing is that when you do something like this, there's not enough DPS there to actually carry it. There's not enough there for it to actually work. Well, we can try it with pay to play and see if it would help, but I don't know. The only other idea I can think of is we could try doing this, because those two are going to drop magic damage or defense, really, and maybe that'll help. I don't know. That's the curiosity, because if you do something like that, you might be able to do enough magic-related damage that it would help, but you can tell these guys are barely taking any damage now, so it's... I don't know where the help is really... I mean, like there, we just kind of, like, butchered most of those guys in a single blow, but it's not going to be enough. So, I don't know. I guess the only other idea I have is maybe instead of doing Sage, we could try doing Try Bomb and Goblin, maybe? I mean, at some point we're going to figure out a combination that works, because you need to have enough DPS for it to really carry. Like, the DPS necessary is insane. I mean, I think I agree with Demon Slayer in the sense that he's getting in the backline and that works. Because, like, there we just basically killed most of those off. And then we're just down to the last second or two, but we always... You never get there. Like, you're close, but you're not quite there. I guess the only other way we could try this... Let's try, like, doing a... So I'll pull Demon Slayer out, put in Sage in, and then what you do here is now, instead of trying that, like, now what you're trying to do is trying to do 2 magic DPSs and see if that would do it. Yeah, I agree. I feel like I could have hit that button faster, but I also feel like I don't need to. If I have to, then that button's probably not going to do me any good anyway. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We can try it. We can try it again and see if I can hit that button fast enough. I still don't think that would have made the difference. I don't feel like Rose Knight's really the key here either, by the way. Because she doesn't really have anything that useful other than her shield. Like, that's about it. So, again, we'll try it with Demon. And then, you know, maybe put in Shracker. And then put in Sage. I don't know. Maybe one of these will work. Because I could put a ton of DPS damage on the tank. And maybe that will do it. Yeah, but it still ends the same way. So yeah, we'll do exactly what we did before. We'll just do Bomb and Goblin and this mix. We'll try this again. See if it helps. Yeah, I mean, even that didn't work. I was hoping maybe it would, but it did not. I wonder if maybe he's the key. I'll try that guy. See if it would help. And I only think of Night Raven because Night Raven does like a bunch of area of effect damage. And it's kind of sporadic. I still don't think Demon's going to come out on top in this though. Maybe it's not long enough that it's noticeable anyway. You still need like a tank in there to really take the DPS damage or it just doesn't work. Oh, who's scouting me? That MC2 guy is pretty ballsy about... Hold on. I don't know. Dude, I'd be honest with you, if I had a million tier 3 in my fort, I'll eat an attack from that guy. I'll do it, I swear. Okay, I'll gladly take a fucking, or like solo from him if he tries. He gets in like 30 solos and I'll eat the first 2 and then I'll stop. Oh, I could do that too, but it'd be even funnier if I could just if I could get a million reigns, I'll do that all day. Like, I'll have them reinforce me, and yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I'll just wait and see though, because to be quite honest with you, I have nothing in my fort right now. So if he wants to do that, he can do that, whatever he pleases. He's not gonna get anything from me anyway. This is a guy, by the way, that has been notoriously known to just send solos like a dozen times in a row. Like, this guy will send like 4 or 5 250k stacks in a row. Like, he's known for doing that. Like, he has no qualms doing it either. Which, you know, if I was to put like a million 2 or 3 in my base, he can do that all day long. I'll just sit there and I'll eat the marches every single time. And I don't even lose any troops, really. The guy will just end up hitting reinforcements, and he can eat those and lose like a couple. He could lose anywhere from 50k to 100k a pop every time he does that. And then I don't lose a damn thing. And he would eventually have to rally me. But then I could shield, I could port, I could do whatever the fuck I want. He could do it all damn day. I would not make a difference in my world. To be quite honest with you, I'll wait and see what this guy does. I'm kind of curious if he's gonna like port and try to hit me or something. Oh yeah, that's what I'm planning. That's what I'm planning. Yeah, I mean, I could still, if I want to, I could easily build enough tier 1s and tier 4s right now that I could just sit there and wait for people like that to just go all in and think, you know, hey, I'm just gonna solo this guy out. I've had people do it. You know, people don't think people will hit people at 200 mil, but believe me, they're at there. You know, a lot of the time it's the Boolean-like class that, you know, have a ridiculous amount of stuff that will do just about anything for kills. You know, but yeah, to whatever he can do. Yeah, I could. If Bryn Chong did it, I could do it. I could probably steal his leader too if I was really careful. I could do it. Even though, I mean, the funny thing is that, you know, if whatever you send, again, the game's all about composition. So if you have the correct composition, no matter what he sends, it's always going to fail. Even if it's jacked up at 1,000, it's not going to make a difference. If you send 250k at 250k, and if it's at 1,000 and it's at 100, it's not going to change anything. You're still going to lose. Do I have a single gold to pay to win player? Not yet. I've actually gotten really close, though. I've got Songstress and Loreweaver on the way. Songstress is like the closest I have, but Loreweaver's not too far behind. I'm just kind of slowly working those up, though. I'm in no hurry, either. Yeah. Big guy's obviously my only legendary, like, pay to win, but you know, he's okay. You gotta have those construction boosts. But no, I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it. If he comes, he comes. If not, I don't care. I'm not gonna sweat it. I just know that guy from MCD was probably spending about an hour looking around for me, so I know that guy has a diehard fucking want to hit my ass. Because you don't just go looking around the kingdom for one person unless you really just want to. Because I know he was pissed off. When we pulled resources from that, you can tell he's pissed. He's a little bit buttered. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. 0. Yeah. And that's about anybody these days if they're playing the game. Like, just like anyone else. I don't know, you know, like, I wonder if I could get away with maybe using because I feel like if, let's say, if well, like, for example, like, if I put in like Death Knight dies but he reheals, I could use that in tandem with like Black Crow and Sage, or take Sage out of the mix and use who else would be a good mix for that? Trying to think of who would I want for that kind of attack. Probably not Black Crow, actually. I probably want this guy and Sage. I think that's probably the best. That's probably the best one I can do. Let me see what happens. That's the best idea I can think of. See how much damage that does? Because they're both magic attack increasers, they both increase the amount of damage on magic. But yeah, we didn't do it fast enough. I'll try it again, but this time I'll ulti. See if it makes a difference. Do it a little bit sooner. Try to kill those off a little faster. Rather than just like really early on. Just try to kill them right away. And just put this on. Yeah. I mean, it still has the exact same issue. Maybe without Death Knight. Maybe we could do... you know, like, this guy's one of the only DPS, like, tank heroes that I have that I could use. Shadow Light, maybe, actually. Shadow Light might work. Because that's a fully maxed magic-based team. That might work. Let's see if that does the trick. Maybe that'll do it. Who knows? You gotta do a lot of magic damage in a very short period of time, though. It's not enough. I'm gonna change out Sage for Goblin. Goblin. If I can blah 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 blah. Can't even speak. Alright, let's see what this does. This should work though. Between Goblin and Sage, I don't know which one's better, but I feel like Goblin's better. At least in DPS. So whack. See, that was a lot faster. Now it's just a matter of killing off the tank. Which I am so close. Maybe I can use Sage. Hey, what up? Maybe I can use Sage. Who knows? One of these is going to be the trick, though. I think this is the theme. Like, this has got to be pretty close, because we're getting really, really close now. Unlike before, where it was like, well, maybe this might do the trick. I'm just trying to do as much DPS as I can. It may even be like an incinerator that I need, but we'll see. Instead of Sage, I have a feeling it might be Incinerator. That might be the one I need. Oh, from Wigan. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, what's up? We're just trying to figure out a team for 1 through 6 gold right now. Trying to figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out one of these days. It's just it takes so long to figure these out. It's a real challenge, and that's, you know, that's kind of the whole point of the whole series that I'm trying to do on YouTube now. Is just nobody does these, so I'm like trying to make it so everybody knows how to do these without having to spend like 3 or 4 hours like I am trying to figure out what exactly it is. But see, like, even that team failed on its face, and I was hoping it would work, and it still didn't work. My goodness. I don't know. Every time I feel like I have it, I don't. So, I don't know. Maybe let's just go, and this is a crazy idea, but we're going to go all magic and see what happens. Because these all increase magic damage, so maybe they'll just work. I don't know. This is my best bet at this point. I don't have any other ideas. Just kill them all. Die. Kill it quick. Come on. Hurry. Kill it. Come on, kill it. Ah. Okay. Yeah. Incoming. Oh god. I don't know, dude. I've tried every pay-to-play hero imaginable, and I still don't know what it is. Like, there has to be a free-to-play option, but I don't know what it is. I really don't. I mean, we can try acid. So you want to try dropping defense? So do something like... I'm trying to think. Probably... Probably this one? You would think, right? I don't know. There's two ways to approach it. I think this guy's your best bet, because I think he drops defense, if I'm not wrong. Let's see if this works. We tried the magic rat. The magic rat didn't work, so... Who knows, maybe this will be the answer, but it already doesn't look like it's going to work, because these guys have a really decent defense tolerance. But who knows? I see, it doesn't do enough. Not quick enough, anyway. The pirate girl. Oh. So what, do you have the hots for, like, ethereal guide? I don't know. Let me try the pay-to-play version. So the pay-to-play key is kind of like, I like to use Witch Doll, because Witch Doll will put them all on a stun. And then I like to use, because it's area of effect, I like to Master Cook. And like I use these two in tandem. And then I use another dropping defense hero, and the only one I could use was this. And so that was kind of the team I was going with. But then the problem is that every time you do it, you can't get enough health. So this fails. So I ended up having to pull the Witch Doll, and I either have to use, I have to use a healer, or I gotta use something. Now, I could put in Lore Weaver, and we can try it. The problem is it's, there's no tank, so it falls flat on its face almost immediately. I mean, we could try it. I don't know if it'll work, but we can try it. You see how they do a bunch of DPS right there. It's not enough, though. I think Master Cook is nice, but he's not the right pick there. Maybe Witch Doll. I don't know. There's this guy too. That's something to think about, actually. Let's try that. Let's see what that does. Use my Prince of Thieves. I've never used him for this, and I'm actually kind of curious, because his ability does a ton of like, it does a lot. If you've ever actually seen the ability, it actually does quite a bit. Yeah, see, like, that killed 2 of the front line, but he dies so quick. I like the idea of putting Lore in the front, though. Lore seemed to work pretty well in the front, so maybe if we do, like, that in tandem with, like, I need, like, a... No. That's not what I want. No. Maybe. We can try that. Let's see what that does. I like putting Lore in the front, though. Lore seems to be pretty decent in the front because she can heal. And she doesn't take enough damage, so it actually works. Although, you also got to keep her healed. That's the only consequence of that. Obviously, I wonder if that'll work, though, because this pushes Black Crow a little harder, but maybe it'll work. See, there, it just did a chunk of damage. But I don't feel like Black Crow is doing crap in this. And maybe that's just me, but, like, I'm not seeing Black Crow work at all in this at all. It just doesn't, she doesn't mix well. Like, at least with Master Cook, I was getting something, so let's see what that does. If not, I know another hero that I can use, which is Chaos Dragon. Chaos Dragon works pretty good, too. But I think he'll turn into a frontline if I do that. I see, like, there, we just killed those off, like, immediately. That was dunsies right from the start of the game. No questions. You know, it's done. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh. Okay, hold on. I want to do that again because that was so goddamn close. The only reason that didn't work was just because of a technicality. I think you got to be like almost a hair faster than that. You got to do it almost the second that ultimate is available. Oh, thank God. Oh, dude, it's like just right there, dude. God damn it. Ah! It's like I'm like right on the edge and it's not even close. God damn it. Okay, maybe try... Well, I don't know if Chaos Dragon's really the one I want. I need like trying to think of who would help. Try Ethereal Guide. I don't know. That's an outwardly one, but I can see what it does. We're gonna figure it out though here soon enough. Like, we're gonna get it. This suffers from the same problem from last time, which is that it just doesn't have enough to carry. It doesn't make any sense how I just put the tracker in there, all of a sudden they all die like flies. Without the tracker, they don't die. It's like, what? I don't know. Try this guy. I'm gonna experiment with all the backline until I figure out one that works. Because one of these is gonna be the key. See, I'm throwing acorns at him now. Okay, I've gone up a level, alright? Be proud of me. We've moved from this to acorns. Although this time I actually lost my lore, so that didn't really work so well. I went from that to acorns, and the acorns failed me. Okay, sorry, acorn buddy, you didn't work. I don't know, maybe use her, you know, because she has a suicidal ability that kills everything. Maybe she'll do the trick. I don't know. The only thing I like about her is if she dies, then everybody dies. There is no... Yeah, she'll just... Oh, wait, she doesn't get that ability because she's not high enough level. That's... Yeah, that sucks. It's like, oh yeah, that'll work. No, it doesn't work. It's to 6... I don't know. Let's see, maybe... No. Okay, maybe Black Crow, but... Who in the hell would I use for area of effect damage that would do enough damage for this kind of scenario? Really, who do? I don't know. Maybe try Chaos Dragon. I don't know. I'm at that point where it's just like, I'll try anything at this point. Because goddammit, something's gonna work. See, I like him because he does like he does that, which is just, it just does a ridiculous amount of damage. It's really useful. I don't know if this will work though. It doesn't look like it will. Yeah. Yeah, see, it was so close. I don't know. I feel like we got closest with Tracker. So we're going to put Tracker in the team no matter what happens. Tracker is the key. Tracker is our key here. But now, Master Cook doesn't appear to be our golden ticket. So maybe our answer is not... like a Master Cook, but maybe a Magic Hero instead. My only other option in terms of Magic Heroes that output that same kind of damage would be like Bombing Goblin, or well, like I'm trying to think here, like Elementalist would be a nice pick, but he doesn't do enough DPS overall. Chaos Dragon would be an interesting pick, so I'll try that. See what happens. Because I find that Chaos Dragon actually helps out with the challenge mode a lot. Like, I've used this guy a couple of times in different spots, and he just really, overall, is just really good. But, you know, I don't know. Well, maybe we'll get lucky. Who knows? Let's see here, I'll just, there's a bunch of DPS there. See how much damage there? Like, good god. Damn, dude. We're like just a hair off there. I mean, it gets so close. It's ridiculous. Wonder who else would work that would do that same kind of damage overall in output. I mean, I can think of maybe Incinerator, but Incinerator's like on the front line, and I don't want her in the front line, so... Maybe Acorn Guy. Let's try Acorn. I can try Shade. I want to see what my Acorn Guy does. Come on, Acorn Guy, you got it. Throw acorns at him. You can do it. I believe in you, Acorn. Acorn Guy, you can do it. I don't even know anymore. Acorns. Acorns. I don't even know. Is Acorn Guy gonna fail me? Is he gonna fail me? Oh my god, no! Okay, well, Acorn Guy failed me, so... He's being decommissioned from any further of my exploits, because he does not work for this at all. Alright, so we can try Shade. You know what we could try altogether? Let's just do a bitey group. Let's just see. Yeah. Alright, let's see what this does. This is an interesting thought, because it's just a Dex team. So I'm just going to go full Dex, and just see what happens. It's like, let's go crazy on Dex heroes. Let's just see what happens. You know, it's a whole Dex team, so I don't think I've ever done one of these. So I'm gonna try and kill off all of their units as soon as I possibly can. Go crazy! Go, 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 go. Yeah, I still didn't do enough damage. I tried to go full Dex and it still failed. Damn it. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. I will go, instead of this guy, I have another Dex hero of choice. And his name is... I gotta find him first. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Like, I know he's in here somewhere. Where'd he go? I always find Prince of Thieves to be like a real pain to find, but I can see maybe if he'll do anything, because his ability, his ultimate, will if it pops off soon enough, it might be enough damage to work. Get that ulti. Go, get him, get him. Oh no, they're gonna kill Shade. No, not Shade. No, no, no. Shade didn't deserve that. I'm sorry, Shade, you got bullied. I'm not apologizing. All too early. Alright, I don't know. Maybe Mastery. I don't know, dude. This is the thing. Even with pay-to-win heroes, I'm still, like, completely puzzled with this challenge. I have no idea how to do it yet. I've been doing it for, like, the past couple of days, and I've yet to actually figure out a team that, actually does it properly. I don't know. It's so confusing for me. It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand. How do I do this? Ah. And Shade still gets bullied hard. Like, they're like on him like, you are dead, bud. You are dead to me. You are dead to everyone you know. You can kill yourself. Okay, I think Shade's probably not a good pick for this. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'll try this guy. I have not tried this guy, so I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna throw my Gothrak at them and just say, "Hey, Gothrak's here." Let's see what Gothrak does. Come on, Gothrak, you got this. I've got Petite in the background just in case I can just mass stun and maybe I'll win this way. I don't know. Mass stun. There. Yeah. At least I mooned him that time. I don't know, man. I don't even know. Rinse, repeat, man. I don't know, like, the droid. Maybe the droid's the king here. Maybe the droid's the one that actually can do the shit that I need it to do. I don't have any fucking clue what I'm doing. But you know what? We're gonna figure this out. You know, I'm trying every kind of combination I can think of, okay? Area of effect, long range, DPS, dex. I'm fucking trying everything, because I don't know which one's gonna fucking work. The only benefit of Dark Follower is he's got a heal. Steambot's a fucking shield, but he's also got an ulti that'll fucking 0 pinpoint range fucking rip anything to shreds if it's in a one-line area, which is kind of what this is. But, like here, we didn't do enough damage soon enough. It just doesn't work. I think he just flipped it. I really do. I don't think that guy... I think he looked at me, he was like, I don't know. I'll scout him and see if I get a scout. If not, I'm not gonna care. Because that's usually how those guys are. They're not stupid. Not all the time. Sometimes they can be really dumb, but... Like I said, we'll go back to the tracker concept, see if this works. This is my best idea yet. See, I mean, I'm doing a good chunk of damage when I do that with... Like, I love Chaos Dragon for that reason, but... I need more DPS. Do it faster, damn it. Kill them. Kill them all. Kill them all. Okay, go, 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 go. Damn it! Ah! It's the only thing I gotta say to that. I've done that like a dozen over and over, and I've still not. I'm so goddamn close. It's ridiculous. Okay. Let's try using maybe I don't know, maybe my grave mine. I don't goddamn know, man. I'm gonna try every freaking hero in the game until I figure out one. At some point, I'm beginning to think, you know, the answer is actually go get an $11,000 hero, and then you can do it. That's the answer. Go get an $11,000 hero, and you're done. Yeah, and there goes my alarm. So my alarm's like, yo, done, bro. So, okay, so that... Oh, actually, I look quite a bit, actually. Hold on a second. I have an idea. I remember a team long, long ago. And I wonder... Is it the one that does all the damage that I need it to do? I don't know. But I wonder... Will this work? That is the question. Hold on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hurry up! What the hell? What the hell? Okay, fine. Ethereal Guide, you failed me. Damn it. Okay. Tracker, maybe? I know Tracker has to be an answer in this because almost every single time I've come so goddamn close with Tracker. I don't know why. It seems to, like, affect the damage scale. Like, what the hell is that? Like, he wasn't doing anywhere near that damage, and then I put Tracker in, and all of a sudden, oh. It's like, what? What? Like, explain yourself? Like, the hell are you doing that kind of damage for? I wonder what happens if I just zero in on the fucking boss. I'm gonna be honest with you. If the boss ends the fucking game, then I'm gonna just kill the damn boss. Let's just try that. I think earlier somebody was saying, you know, let's just go snipe the goddamn boss out. Let's just do that. Let's go Rambo Pambo. We go for the kill. Then Petel for the win. There. Poison everybody. Yeah, boy. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. I'm down to 10 seconds. Hurry up. You got 10 seconds. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Well, alright. I choose your tracker. It's Pokemon Go. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. It's like, I might as well throw. This is like throwing a Pokeball at a tree. You're trying to capture the tree, and you're like, shit, can't capture the tree. Fuck. And hell. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna try a team where we're just gonna try and snipe it. So we're gonna do Demon Slayer, and we're gonna do this weird Egyptian-looking thing, and then we're gonna do Mr. I live in a forest, and I kind of creep everybody the fuck out, and we're just gonna see what happens. This is the interesting Ducks team that may or may not actually win, but we're gonna try because, you know, hell, you gotta find out. Am I right? Hey, this is the team where everybody dies. Yeah. Go for the kill. Go for the kill. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Die. Damn it! It was so close. Like every time I mean, hell, even that time I even tried to ignore it. It still didn't work. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, well, I will eventually figure that out, but I think we've spent most of the stream trying to do that, so let's just put it to rest. If you guys ever find a team that works, you let me know, because I have yet to figure it out. Hell, I even have pay to win heroes, and I still can't do it. Although I do have gray and bronze and silver. Gray and silver. Yeah, gray. Yeah, but, you know, anyways, for the most part, though, I think that's pretty much it. Again, I could probably go hit a level 5 real quick, so I don't know, let's go hit a level 5, why don't we? I got Mega Maggot, it looks like. So, a ×3, let's see what we get. I spent most of this, you mean 2 hours? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, oh, wait, oh... Bummer. I should have. Shit. Kind of messed that up. I felt bad. I felt real bad. I feel bad, man. Oh my god. It's gonna take a minute now. Oh, it's gonna kill me inside. Yeah, okay, alright. Now that I got that out of my way. Alright. I'm back. Had to grab a brownie. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna hit a level 5 Mega Maggot, and I don't know what the hell's gonna happen, so we're gonna see what happens. I kind of gave up on the thing for now. I think I've tried that like a couple of times, and almost every time I've tried it, it's just like, no. I'm like, why? No. So, okay, fair enough. Fine. Be it as it may. I don't know. You know, I'm kind of thinking that, you know, if I get lucky, right? And this is kind of the plan, right? I'm probably gonna push 700,000 gems in a few months. I'm kind of thinking the plan. Work closer to it. Yeah, that would be the logical answer, but we kind of just pressed and clicked and then didn't put on Monster Hunting gear, and it was just kind of, yep. I've made better decisions. This was not one of them. All the while, it's just like, yep. What you bought to get the 450k? Let me see. I got boot camp 2 times 4, so that's where most of it's coming from. And then I got 35,000 gems from the trove, and another 60 to 50,000 gems from the labyrinth. So 50, 60, 70, 80. I was like, you know, that's like a couple hundred K there. Okay. I'm just gonna forget that happened. I hate level 5s for this reason. I get more stuff out of level 4s than I do level 5s right now, and I think it boils down to the damage rating. To be quite honest with you, I think the damage rating has a big impact. Yeah, there's a lot of things. I probably need to pick the right team, probably need to do a lot of different things other than, you know, just kind of throw at it random and say, hey, yeah, I'll get loot, right. No. And just kind of shut my ass down right then and there, but that's okay. Hey, I can hit level 3s too. I get some pretty decent stuff from level 4s from time to time, though. Like, I've gotten 2 relocators and a bunch of other stuff. Hey, what's up? How's it going? But yeah, I mean... Okay. I love the loading symbol, because it's like, I see a tile. That's my... You know, that's me, right? Right? Don't know. Game's just like, yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. It's like, okay. It's like, loading. Yeah, it's just not to sketch me out any, you know, like... You get at least 3 reloads every time you hit level 3s? Really? I'll have to bother some level 3s then. You know, the only thing I think of in gear, in terms of like, you know, in case you guys are wondering like what I'm doing, I'm gonna be a cav range tier 4 player at some point. Like that's I got most of the newer gear pieces, and that's kind of that's a set. If I'm gonna pick a set, that's the set I want. Like I like that set. Yeah, I'm like trying to save on reloads too, but I just wasted one earlier, so it's like I'm not really good about that. Like I got some reloads and then all of a sudden I don't have any reloads, and it's like, well, shit. But yeah, yeah. Some people have some good luck, man. Like it's I don't know. Some people are like, hey, I won the labyrinth the other day, and I'm like, oh, the things I would do to win a labyrinth. Hey. But, you know, that's okay. You know, I'm just like, right now, I'm just saving gems. I'm really tempted to get the sweet deal again, but I'm kind of optimistic, but at the same time, I'm also kind of like, eh. Like, I kind of don't want to put any money into the game for quite some time. I'm really kind of pushing it back away from it for a little bit, because, I mean, I've already got quite a bit sunk into that already, more than I'd like. Like, I've got quite a bit sunk into it in the hopes that I would get something, and I only got like maybe 80,000 gems, and I was hoping for more. You know, it's one of those things where I feel like if I wait, you know, all right, catch you later, man. I feel like for the most part, though, at least if I was gonna change anything, you know, that would be where I would change it. Oh shit, son! One of our guildmates won the labyrinth. Oh shit! Congrats. Fuck. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. So now you guys caught on stream. Our fucking friend Sheps here just got himself a labyrinth. And he's 95 million, so he's about to be fucking tier 4 all the way. That's cool shit. Yeah, so he's gonna be tier 4. It's like you're up talking about tier 4s and get labyrinth and a fucking A! Me every fucking time, every fucking day of the week. People and their fucking luck, man. I swear. That is me like every day, though. I swear to God. So he bought the fortune pack and got 30,000 stars and won the fucking labyrinth. God damn. Yeah, and you know, that's the thing. Like, what are the fucking odds of that, you know? Like, it's like, yeah, yeah, my fucking luck, you know? It's alright, though. But no, seriously, I have done that, like, been there, done that for, I don't even know how. Like, I've put hundreds of thousands of stars and not gotten a fucking thing. Look the other way, somebody buys a $5 pack and boom, wins fucking labyrinth. And it's like, I don't know, because for me, it's again, it's a game of, you know, it's a game of taking the time. So, But yeah, fucking, I don't know, man. That's just really fucking good to win like 1.2 million. And best part is he's got the resources to do it. Man, that's a pretty big deal, though. I don't know. I just know that, man, that really makes a person want to buy that. When you're like, damn it, somebody wins, and then you're like, I don't know. That's the only problem with that, though. Is it's like a nonstop need. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Everybody gets real jelly, though. He's still got 20,000 stars. Oh my god, dude, that's... Jesus. I know, like, nobody should, but, like... No, hands down, though, like, that to me, though, like, whenever you see somebody win, like, that much with that pack, that is what would be, like, the... Yeah, I mean, that's... I know, I could very easily go and buy out a $50 pack of, like, those extra fucking Holy Star packs. I could do it. It's just these are cheaper. And the fortune, like, the only thing that's nice about this is that you could also get some speeds and energy, which is, that's more or less me. But, I don't know. What do I know? Well, shit. I would say, though, for the most part, yeah, that's pretty much that. There's really not a whole lot more that I can do from here. I do have to leave, unfortunately. I have a class that I have at 1, and then I've got work till 6, so I won't be back. I will be back probably on Week Gamers around, like, 9 or 10, depending on how busy I get. It's very possible I may end up doing some Dead by Daylight. I've been doing a lot of that here lately, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So if you guys have the game and you happen to play it, you can add me on Discord and we can play. Because I'm looking for a nice group of people to play it with. I've been playing it with my cousin quite a bit here lately. We're like, I play Bill and I'm like at 32, and then I play Wraith and I'm at like 20 almost. And Wraith is, for the most part, a lot of people call Wraith crap, but I don't know. I find Wraith to be pretty fun to play. Alright. Well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Needless to say, I've got to head out, so I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, though, and I hope you learned a little thing, thing or two, and hopefully, I don't know, we'll have more to discuss, but I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow, and again, just to remind you guys, I do not have a morning class like I did today. So instead of having a stream around 10, it's going to be earlier. It's going to be about around 8 to 9 o'clock in that time zone. Because I have to wake up earlier since I have a class at 10:30. Now you know, but needless to say, that's pretty much that. When I won them when I was just a baby. That's how I am at and where we're at now. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, so